Hey folks, we're back. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Gametime Situation. I'm Brian Vale along with Chip Whipple, and we are ready to bring you the latest in Ashland University sports from the past few weeks.
That's right, the fall sport teams are in the heart of their conference schedules with postseason action just around the corner.
And with that in mind, Chip, we have another edition of the Gametime Spotlight this week as Andy Cipher will have a new guest to put on the hot seat.
I hope he's a little better than the last guy that we had doing it.
We'd better get started then. What time is it?
Time for another John David Booty interception?
No, it's
game time. Who?
Last time we were here, we talked about an historic offensive day for the AU football team. The Eagles had just beaten Northwood 54-24 at Community Stadium. Ashland was not done, however, as their offense outdid themselves the very next week. At Mercyhurst, AU met a 4-1 Laker team on September 29th. The Eagles scored on their second possession of the game, starting quickly, as a poor Mercyhurst punt set AU up for a short drive, capped by a 17-yard touchdown run by John Schroeder. Get used to hearing that one, Chip. Another short punt by the Lakers gave Ashland the ball near midfield. Jamon Javy did much of the heavy lifting this time, but it was Schroeder diving in from a yard out to give AU a 14-0 first quarter lead. The Eagle defense forced another punt, and this time it was the sophomore DeJuan Harvey who benefited as the running back scored from 21 yards out to make it 21-0 in the second quarter. AU led 35-14 at the half, but Mercyhurst did not quit, scoring on their first two drives of the third quarter to cut it to 35-28. The Lakers then recovered a surprise onside kick, giving them good field position and a chance to tie the game. Senior captain safety Justin Hood picked off a pass, however, and the AU offense was ready. The Eagles ran 9 straight times, with Schroeder scoring his third touchdown of the day on a 1-yard run to put AU up 14. Calvin Black intercepted Laker quarterback Mitch Phillips on the next drive, and Schroeder scored on a 4-yard run to essentially end the game and give him his fourth touchdown of the day. AU won 59-43, the highest scoring game in AU history. The 59 points are the most by an Eagle team since 1922. Ashland had 509 total yards, including 305 on the ground. JV had 124 yards, and Harvey had 104 rushing. Billy Cundiff was 10 of 16 for 204 yards, and the Eagles are now 4-1 with their homecoming game against Northern Michigan Saturday at 1 p.m. at Community Stadium. That's a game that can be seen right here on TV2.
The football team has not been the only team in action, as the AU volleyball team has been trying to spike the competition. Clever. 2 weeks ago, AU hosted Ferris State and nationally ranked Grand Valley State. Unfortunately, the Eagles only earned a split in the two matches. In the first match, Ashland defeated Ferris State 30-22, 30-27, 26-30, 30-23. Senior outside hitter Mary Kate Glow, who I believe you put under the Game Time spotlight 2 years ago, Vale, led the Eagles with a team-high 17 kills and 24 digs. Sophomore middle hitter Amanda Stefanski tallied 12 kills of her own and notched 6 blocks assisted. The next day, the Eagles faced the dreaded Lakers and lost in 5 games, 19-30, 30-27, 30-19, 25-30, and 15-13. So close and yet so far. Glow led the Eagles once again this time with 21 kills and 17 digs. Senior Lindsey Warren missed a triple-double by 5 kills. That's right, a triple-double. Not just happening in basketball, but occasionally on a volleyball court near you. Warren finished with 5 kills, 47 assists, and 25 digs. The Eagles were not able to pull out the victory over the Lakers, but now let's bump it over to Brian to see how they did this past weekend.
Set it up, Chip. The Eagles hit the road heading to Michigan for matches with Northwood and Saginaw Valley State. Against Northwood, the Lady Eagles played evenly for a bit before pulling away. In the first game, the two teams were tied at 10 points each when AU went on a 20-15 run to end the game and put them in position to take the match. AU led for all but 2 points in the second game, winning 30-22. And in the third game of the night, the Timberwolves won the first point but never led again. AU finished the match winning 30-20 to sweep the night. Glow had 16 kills and 24 digs to lead the Eagles, and 4 Eagles had double-digit dig totals. That's a tongue twister for you, Chip. Yeah, Lindsey Warren had 36 assists. The next day, AU headed to Saginaw Valley for a match with the Cardinals. Ashland dominated from start to finish, winning the match in 3 games, 30-25, 30-13, and 30-21. Warren had 37 assists, 2 service aces, and 7 digs. The 7 digs tied a team high, as Marina Santos also had 7. 6 Eagles had at least 4 digs in the contest. With the wins, Ashland improves to 18-3 overall, 7-2 in the GLIAC.
Whew, that was a good volley, but it's time we take our first time out. When we return, we'll have a different kind of volley, the Serena and Venus kind. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Game Time Situation right after this.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
Ashland Theological Seminary, transforming the world.
One pastor.
One counselor.
One city.
One campus.
One village.
One family.
One teacher.
One crisis. One missionary.
One shelter.
One church. Transforming the world, one student at a time.
Every trip, every time. California, here I come! Buckle up, so you and your friends get home safely.
I must scream into the world from the top of someplace very high.
Seatbelts save lives.
Okay.
Visit NHTSA.gov.
Low and slow. My best friend, what are you going to do?
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
That is spectacular advice.
Hi, Mr. President. My parents believe that eating meals together will make our country strong. Is this something that you did when you were a kid?
I did eat with my family so long as my mother wasn't cooking.
Not good making fun of your mother, even if you are president. But it is good to have dinner with your kids. We know the more often children have dinner with their families, the less likely they are to smoke, drink, and use drugs. So simply having dinner together can help your children forever, even if you're not a great cook.
Well, we're back. The tennis team here at AU got off to a great start this season, but they appear to have legs left to be able to finish strong as well. I got through double-digit dig totals, but not that one. September 25th, they went to Clarion and won 7-2. Freshmen Myra Pepino, Megan Stahl, Corinne Paisley, Chelsea Guerin, and Morgan Sanders all won in singles action. Pepino and Paisley and Guerin and Halicki both won in doubles. Back at Ashland, the Lady Eagles faced Wayne State in conference action. Ashland won a tight match, taking all three doubles matches to swing the momentum. Gowdy and Stahl, Pepino and Paisley, and Guerin and Halicki were all victorious for AU. Singles wins by Stahl and Paisley gave the team a 5-4 home victory. The next day, Ashland drilled Findlay 9-0. AU dominated doubles play, winning easily in all three matches. All 6 singles players for the Eagles won as well, with Paisley and Sanders being the only ones to even go 3 sets. This past week, the Eagles had more action. How did they perform, Chip?
Well, Vale, the Eagles continued their homestand playing Otterbein. The team continued their winning ways, this time with an 8-1 victory. They earned singles victories from Pepino, Stoll, Paisley, Guerin, and Sanders, as well as sweeping the 3 doubles matches. Now, the team can't play all their matches at home, so they had to travel north to get back into GLIAC play. The first stop was Northwood University. The Eagles have improved greatly this year, but sometimes a team just goes up against the best. Northwood beat the Eagles handily 9-0. The Eagles did not let the loss keep them down for long, as the next day they went to Saginaw. This turned out to be much better for the Eagles. AU won the match 8-1. Once again, they won 5 out of the 6 singles matches and swept the doubles matches. The win improved the Eagles' record to 12-2 overall, an all-time high, and 6-2 in the GLIAC. They will next hold the AU Invitational this Saturday.
Well, as in football, here at Gametime Situation, we're having our own quarterback competition. Tyler Miller competed 2 weeks ago, and now Andy Seifert gets his chance. Chip, who's the unlucky AU athlete that has to go up against the Noodle?
Last time, a football player dealt with the hot lights of the spotlight. Tonight, the Noodle will be putting sophomore volleyball player Marina Santos in the spotlight chair. Santos can block back opponents' attacks, but let's see how she'll be able to handle these intense questions.
Thanks, guys. I'm Andy Seifert here with sophomore volleyball player Marina Santos on the Game Time Spotlight. Marina, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Are you ready for the Game Time Spotlight?
Yes, I am.
All right, here we go. This year, the volleyball team has had a lot of success this season so far. And what do you think the team's the strengths have been to be able to achieve the success?
I think, first of all, we've been playing together as a team and not as individuals in the core. And I think we're very talkative and we communicate a lot in the core. And of course, defense is very important. I think our team has a great defense. So
great. And you yourself have played a lot in both your 2 seasons here. What do you think, as an individual, you bring to the team?
I think I'm very talkative. I help a lot.
That helps.
Yeah, it's talking and communicating the team. And I also think I'm a very, how am I going to say? Constant player? No. What is the word? I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I play almost not the same every game, but
you're very consistent?
Yeah, I'm very consistent.
Right.
And I try to have the same mentality every game. But again, we need all the players, and just me wouldn't have a game. So
it's a team effort. And you moved to Ohio from Brazil in high school. And what kind of transition has that been, both in your volleyball career and in your personal life as well?
It was very difficult at the beginning. I moved here right before my junior year in high school, and actually I had quit volleyball in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it had been 6 months. And when I moved here, I thought, what a great opportunity for me to meet people. So I started playing again in my high school, and that helped me meet people, and I made a lot of friends. But the first 6 months was a little hard because I was shy. I didn't want to talk to anybody because I thought my English was horrible and everything.
So there was a little bit of an adjustment.
Oh, yes. Yes, it's always hard at the beginning. But once you meet people and you make friends, it's normal. I love it here now. So.
Yeah, it seems like you're doing fine. And your position on the team is outside hitter. Now, what are the responsibilities of that position on the floor?
It depends, like, the person. I play all around, which means I play front row and back row. So my responsibility would be passing, playing defense, attacking the ball, blocking, and serving.
Oh, so quite a bit of responsibility.
Yes.
Great.
But I like it.
Great. And as a team, what are your goals for the rest of the season for your team?
Definitely win every play in the game, win every match, and do our best, play our hardest, and improve every day. Not just in games, but in practice too.
Well, sounds like good keys to success. And as an individual, what kind of goals do you have for yourself?
In volleyball, I would say I definitely have to improve my serve. It's not very consistent right now. And definitely improve even the things I think I'm good at, try to improve it more.
Right.
And out of volleyball, just get my grades up. And
grades are very important.
Definitely. You cannot play sports without grades. So.
Oh, great. And the volleyball program has really become very strong in the past few years, and this has a lot to do with both the seniors, Lindsay Warren and Mary Kate Glow. What kinds of things do they bring to the team to make it so successful?
They are leaders, not only in the core, but also out of the core. They're, first of all, our like best friends, and they help us, everybody in the team, with anything we need. They're very supportive. They welcome. Like every year, the new freshmen, we just feel so welcomed by them, and they just help us in the core. They tie us together.
Yeah, it seems like they're both leaders on the court and also as a family off the court as well.
Oh, definitely. I love them so much, and they're nice people to hang out of volleyball and just good friends.
All right. Well, good luck to you this year and the rest of your collegiate career as well. And that's it, Marina. You are now off the Game Time Spotlight. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back more with Game Time Situation right after this.
It's such a lovely day. One more thing to say. It's time to get away.
Hey, Dad, when are we gonna go camping again? We will sometime, but not now. I'm busy.
Surprise, surprise. I know, but you always say that.
We will sometime, just not now.
Well, at least come to the camper and see what I'm doing. I'm almost finished.
Just a minute.
Dad, come on, please. Dad, come on.
What does it take to get you back into the lives of your family?
Hey, who put all this stuff in here?
Sure glad you can make it, Dad.
Give them everything.
You know you have a choice, Dad.
Give them your time.
Lake or the river?
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
All over America, people are taking the National Radon Test. Have you? Answer true or false. Radon is a radioactive gas.
False.
True.
It's true?
It's a natural gas?
The Office of the Surgeon General recommends all homes be tested for radon.
False.
False.
True. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer.
False.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, totally surprised. I never would have thought that.
I don't even know where to go to have it checked.
1-800-SOS-RADON.
If I don't take care of it, nobody else will.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
We've now made it through 2 timeouts, but we still have plenty of more AU sports to cover, so I better stop wasting so much time. We mentioned this last show that the women's soccer team played at the exact same time we were on air, and so therefore we could not report the score. I'm happy to say we have the score now, and it looks like us talking about them led to a little soccer luck. The Eagles went to Davis and Elkins and won easily 3-0. Freshman Danny Lamb put the Eagles ahead 1-0 late in the first half for her 3rd goal of the season. Lamb did not stop there as she scored in the second half for her, count it with me, Vale, 4th goal of the season.
That's a lot.
Freshman Hannah Brown finished off the scoring for the Eagles late in the game, and we'll give her a nice little round of applause.
Well done, Hannah.
As it was her first collegiate goal. The Eagles came home after the victory, but didn't have time to celebrate as they hosted Ferris State 2 days later. Sadly, the winning did not continue. The Bulldogs beat the Eagles 2-1. The Bulldogs took the early 2-0 lead in the first half before the Eagles tried to rally back. Sophomore Kelly Usher brought the Eagles within 1 with her 6th goal of the season midway through the second half. It appeared the Eagles tied the game up late, but the potentially game-tying goal with 11 minutes remaining was waved off as the Ashland player was offside. These results were from a couple weeks ago, but how have the Eagles fared more recently, Brian?
Well, Chip, it has not gone well. September 30th against Grand Valley, AU lost 8-0. Goalie Maria Sipanic kept it close in the first half. It was just 2-0 at the break. However, in the second half, the Lakers took over, scoring 6 times. Sipanic had 8 saves in the game, and Grand Valley improved to 10-0 with the win. October 3rd, Tiffin came to town, and AU competed much better. The Dragons scored in the 38th minute to go up 1-0. Casey Snyder answered in the second half, tying the game in the 58th minute with a header to tie the game at 1. The game went into overtime where Tiffin scored with 5 seconds to go to win the contest 2-1. Supanic had 6 saves for Ashland, and the Eagles are now 4-7-1 in 2007, and they do not play again until October 12th.
Sometimes in sports, a season doesn't go as planned. This certainly seems to be the case with the AU men's soccer team. The Eagles played Ohio Dominican at home on September 29th and came in with an 0-9-1 record. Unfortunately, the losing didn't stop in this match either. To be fair, ODU was ranked 8th in NAIA before coming into the match. The Panthers defeated the Eagles 2-0, outshooting the Eagles 31-8. Brian, did the losing stop for the men's team in their next contest?
Chip, the struggles continued against Saginaw Valley as AU lost 4-2 at Saginaw on October 5th. In the first half, the Saginaw took a 2-0 lead as, 2-0 lead as the Eagles responded with 2 scores of their own. Albert Smith scored in the 32nd minute and then in the 43rd minute to tie the game. The teams played evenly for most of the second half, but the Bulldogs scored twice in the final 10 minutes of the game to get the win. Ryan Cruz had 5 saves for Ashland, and AU is now 0-11-1 with a game at Gannon coming up this weekend.
Moving up to a little bit of running, the men's cross-country team competed in the All-Ohio Cross-Country Championships. The Eagles took home second place in the Division II out of the 10 teams in Division II. Malone College took home the Division II crown. Junior Jeremy Train finished first for the Eagles, 5th overall with a time of 26:23.8. Freshman Cameron Johnson finished up second for the Eagles, 10th overall with a time of 27:23.4. The Eagles will next compete in the GLIAC Championships on October 20th in Erie, PA. The men seem to be running well. Are the women keeping up, Vale?
The women did not run as well as the men this weekend, as the Lady Eagles took 5th among Division II schools in the All-Ohio Championships. Bryn Witters was the Eagles' top runner, taking 22nd place. Jessica Daughters finished right behind, taking 23rd. Amanda McConnell placed 26th, and then Becky Yoder took 30th for the Eagles. Cedarville was first in Division II, beating second place Malone. Like the men, the Lady Eagles will next compete in the GLIAC Championships on October 20th in Erie, Pennsylvania. That was a good run. I could use a drink, though, so let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll hit the links with the Eagle golf teams here on Gametime Situation.
My name's Andy McDonald. I ride this useless wooden toy for a living. It's hard. I've been doing it for 13 years. I'm still lame. I do a trick called a 540. Took me a good 6 years to learn. There's a whole generation of skateboarders out there that are just as talented athletically as any basketball or football player. It takes somebody that's not going to be afraid to fall down a lot, because you definitely will fall down. You're not a failure until you refuse to get back up. Drugs are only going to hinder what I'm trying to do. That right there is my idea of getting high.
Parents, there's something you can do to protect your kids from drugs and alcohol. Combine ground beef with egg, tomato sauce, breadcrumbs, and spices. Bake in an oven-safe pan at 350 for 50 minutes. Serve hot.
This is Jamie Lee Curtis. Children who eat dinner with their families are less likely to smoke, drink, or use drugs. So, have dinner together every day.
Delicious.
A message from CASA, the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University.
You're a good driver, a careful driver, and you don't stand a chance. Not at a railroad crossing with bad sight lines and no lights or gates, where vegetation, buildings, or hills block your view, where you can't see the train, and you only have seconds before it hits your safe, careful self, and you die. Go to angelsontrack.org to report dangerous crossings, because careful is just no match for a 200-ton locomotive.
Kids, how do we take care of our teeth?
Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day. If you want healthy teeth, do this every day. Brush your teeth.
Fight tooth decay.
Floss your teeth.
Don't forget regular dental checkups, okay?
Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day.
The Lady Eagle golf team has had a measure of success in 2007. They won the Mercyhurst Invitational September 23rd, and then they took 4th at the Northwood Invitational September 29th as freshman Annie Miles placed 12th. Ferris State won the event with a 6.05, and AU shot a 6.53 as a team. Miles shot 156 over 2 days. At the Finley William Bing Be-All Classic, the Eagles took 4th again, with Christine Suki placing in a tie for 12th. Grand Valley won the event, 51 strokes ahead of the Eagles. AU is in Myrtle Beach, North Carolina, playing in the Lenore Rhine Invitational to close out their fall season this week.
The men's golf team is competing just as well as the women's this year. Last week, the Eagles finished 3rd at the Wayne State Invitational. Freshman John Furlong finished in a tie for 6th place, and freshman Joe DeAndrea finished in a tie for 12th. For the past 3 days, the Eagles competed in the men's GLIAC Championship. It appeared the Eagles were headed toward victory as they held a 10-stroke lead entering Tuesday's final round. The young Eagles struggled and ended the day in a tie for 2nd with Ferris State. Making the loss more difficult was that host and rival Finley came from behind to earn a 1-stroke victory. Junior Danny Evans led the Eagles, finishing in a tie for 2nd place at 2 strokes over par. DeAndre came in 2nd for the Eagles, finishing in a tie for 7th place at 3 strokes over par. The team will look to regroup and finish up their fall season in 2 weeks at the Mercyhurst Invitational.
All right, so far, folks, we've focused on Ashland sports in the show, but now we're going to look at things on a national scale. Chip, let's play a game of fact or fiction. Ready to go?
Okay, let's do it.
All right, first statement. The Cleveland Indians will win the American League.
That is fiction. The Boston Red Sox will win the American League behind Josh Beckett and Curt Schilling. Curt Schilling is the master of the postseason, and the thing that's really going to separate the two teams, because the starting pitching, you can pretty much say is a wash, John Papelbon over Joe Borowski.
Rafael Betancourt and Rafael Perez trump anything the Red Sox have in the middle. He's got a tired arm. Okajima, Eric Gagne hasn't done anything. The Red Sox, the middle of their bullpen, is vulnerable, and I think the Indians can attack that. They showed it in the Yankees series. They got all those two-out hits with men on base, and that's what you have to do in the postseason to win games, and they can keep doing that. They'll split at Fenway in the first two games with Sabathia and Carmona going. They'll go to Fenway and win at least one of those games, and they'll come back to the Jake and take a few, and then they'll go back and finish it up in Boston and move on to the World Series for the first time in 10 years. Second statement, the Arizona Diamondbacks will win the National League.
Once again, this is fiction. The Rockies will win the National League. They're the hottest team coming into the playoffs. They didn't show any signs of cooling off in the NLDS as they were able to easily sweep the Phillies? The Phillies, yes. The Diamondbacks beat the Cubs. I pay attention. But the Rockies, I think they've won something of like 18 out of 19, 17 of 18 right now, and I just don't see the Diamondbacks slowing them down.
I see the Diamondbacks slowing them down. I say it is fact Arizona will win the National League Championship Series behind the strength of Brandon Webb, who may have to go 3 times in this series, but he will do it, and he will win all 3 starts, Games 1, Games 4, and Game 7. He will take all 3 of those if he has to. He's also got Livan Hernandez, a playoff stud who, much like Curt Schilling, has a big pedigree in the playoffs. Micah Owings can hit and pitch. And then they have Doug Davis, who had a very good start last time. And they have the best bullpen of any of the teams left. Brandon Lyon, Doug Slayton, and Jose Valverde will close any game down that they have a lead after the 6th inning in. Final fact or fiction. Ohio State will play in the football national title game January 7, 2008.
I'm going with the clean sweep. This is fiction as well. The national title game will be between the LSU Tigers and Cal Bears. The Cal's the best team in the Pac-10. They're going to beat USC. They're going to beat Arizona State. They've already beat Oregon. LSU, I think they could go with 1 loss and still play in the national title game because the SEC conference is that tough, and so those are my 2 teams in the national title.
I say fact. Ohio State will run the table this year and go undefeated, 12-0. They will be 8-0, heading to Happy Valley, beating Penn State, and then they're going to go back to Ohio Stadium, beat Wisconsin, beat Illinois, and then go up to Ann Arbor and beat Michigan yet again, and then move on to the national title game on January 7th, where they could play a team like Cal or LSU, and we'll go from there. But I say fact, the Buckeyes will be back in their 2nd straight national title game. Well, much like the Yankees season, this show is over.
So soon?
Well, they couldn't hit. The Indians bullpen was pretty good.
No, I know that.
Okay.
I mean the show is over.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have updated the viewing folks with the latest in AU sports, and we've given them a few laughs.
But we'll be back Wednesday, October 31st at 6 p.m. right here on TV2.
Indeed we will, and we hope you join us next time. Thanks for tuning in. This is Chip Whipple. I'm Brian Vale. This is Game Time Situation.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.